Okay, so the next thing we're going to talk about is the UBC exams. We're going to give you just a little bit more information on it. We'll talk about it again much later, but for right now, we just want to make sure that you understand that you do need to have that English language requirement that we just talked about earlier met, and also that you have all of those assignments that we also talked about earlier finished and completed. So for this one, there are two types of exams that you can take. There's the written version and the sit-down version, we call it, which only happens a few times a year. This one is not the one that you want to go for if it's possible to do the computerized version. Now, if you are living in a remote area and you can't really get down to the Lower Mainland, then maybe the written version, the sit-down version, is the option for you. But if you can, we'd prefer that you take the computerized version. And the reason for that is the written version usually takes much longer for you to get the results. So you can wait 2 to 8 weeks depending on how busy they are, what's going on in the office. And the computerized version, you generally almost always have your results within 24 hours the next day. So that is definitely the one that you want to take. You don't want to be waiting, agonizing 2 weeks for your results, wondering whether you passed or not. Should I still study? You want to just get it over with and get it done and get that result the next day.
Get the mark.
Yes.
I had 2 students that took it from Prince George and didn't want to drive all the way here, so they took the exam down there, but because it was a smaller community, smaller town, they got their results within 10 days. So that was not too bad. So again, so sometimes it takes some time, but again, those written exams, it's only 3 of them per year, right? It's only one in March, one is in September, and one is in December. So if it's closer to your dates, then sure, why not, right? But otherwise, I don't want you to wait for a month or 2 just to get on those exams and forget all the information. So our students, again, 99% of our people, even if they live far, I say have a nice trip to Vancouver, come and visit us in the office, right? Go have a nice spa and then go for that exam, right? So it's easy to go for the exams that is computerized. Computerized exams run from Monday to Friday, and they will be one of them at 9 a.m. and the other one will be at 1 p.m. So you have different options. Sometimes they even add the 5 p.m., but that's when it gets too booked up.
Yes.
Those exams are nice because you can book them 5 days in advance. So that's kind of what's the average time to book those exams. And we always tell you guys at this point, while we start teaching you, do not book the exams.
No.
Do not, okay? So computerized exams, you can only book them 5 days in advance. If you are gonna go for that written exam, which again, only if you live far, then it takes 1 month before the exam that you have to book it. Now, one of the things I wanna tell you, so again, at this point, as I said, please don't book the exams. The instructors, after you finish the whole study course, when you finish your part 1 and the part 2, when you finish your mock exams, and when we give you a green light, says, you know what, you did great, your scores are good, you're ready to go for the exam, that's when we want you to book that exam. Sometimes it happens, people are limited on timing and they have a deadline and they have to finish it, then it's a different case. But for majority of you, please make sure that you actually work through the course and listen to our advices. Again, all of the instructors with GOBC very knowledgeable. We've been doing this for years and years, decades, right? Yeah. So we know exactly who's ready, who's not ready. And that's kind of the whole system created for those exams. So you don't book it until we know that you're 100% ready for that exam.
Yep.
Right? Melanie is very strict. She checks on you. She's really
do.
good for your benefit. So we call her Meanie.
Yes, I'm sometimes called a meanie, but the reason why I'm so hard on you is because I do want you to pass on your first try. We don't want you to go if you're not ready. And the process that we have in place is there so that we can check up on you and check in on you and to make sure that we all agree that you're ready to book your exam for you to go and write.
Yes, and just to give you kind of a preview, exams are not easy. People don't realize that, but we have to tell you from the beginning, right? So exam is all based on the tricks, it's based on the keywords, and as you go through the course, we'll explain you how to study, we'll tell you everything, but just understand exams are not simple, right? So UBC does it on purpose. We're not gonna say what the purpose for that, but just trust the system, it works every single time. When you're gonna join the Facebook group, you will see people always posting, whoever passes the exams, they always post, and they always say the same thing, trust the system. That's it. It's always the same thing. Because you might complain, you might feel like we'll talk about all different things, what you might feel, right, during the course. But whatever we teach you, it's all updated. It's all based on the exam itself. Exams change all the time. You have to understand
Yes.
this. And that's another point that we're going to bring it up to you, because if you studied, let's say, for the course is designed for you to finish everything within 10 weeks, but we give you up to 4 months, which we'll talk about it later too. But the point is, if you don't finish it in those 4 months, the exam will change. An exam will change. So our course is updated based on the exam questions.
Yes. That's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
Don't book your exam.
Please.